Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night's Messages of Love from Above. And I'm excited, as always, to see what messages Spirit brings through for us. Before we get into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing so, I, of course, welcome that. I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, you can join me in doing this. We meet outside of space and time for this beautiful love energy. We just allow it to cascade down into our heart, fill us up, and overflow out to the world. And if you yourself are in need of love right now for your heart, for your mind, your body, a relationship, a loved one, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much in joining me in doing that, and then also creating the space for us to be able to do that. And before we get into the readings, I always like to make sure everyone knows weekly I do a giveaway for a free personal recorded reading. I do those on Mondays. Here is the link for the video on how it's actually the video you get into the drawing with as well. And I am having a celebration. So for the next 3 Mondays, I'll be giving away a 1-hour personal recorded reading each Monday. And in addition to that, a total of 15-minute personal recorded readings. So I'm going to give away 5 each Monday for the next 3 Mondays as well. So if you're interested in getting into those drawings, just check out that video and that'll tell you all how to do that. Also, we just put out a pick a card a couple days ago, a new one for this week, which had to do with what belief is asking to be transformed. So a beautiful reading. Of course, I feel like they all are. I love hearing the messages from Spirit. I get the wonderful, wonderful benefit of getting to hear them all. So I learn a lot. Also, March, I can't believe we're like a third of the way through March already. But if you haven't checked out your March monthly reading, I have it by each individual zodiac sign. And if you've already checked out your sun, check out your moon if you like, around for your emotional adventure. If you check out your Venus or your Mars, it'll tell you about love or how you are going to interact with a feminine energy. Mars would be a masculine energy and authority figures. Your Mercury, if you know all of those planets, Mercury is how you're going to communicate and receive communication. So wonderful opportunities there. And that is what we have. So let me go ahead here and we'll get my desktop all set up here and we will get into the readings. If you are new to these readings or to my channel, welcome. And also how we handle the free readings is the chat is the list. There's no special list. I just go down through the chat, first come, first serve. And I just work my way down. I'm usually on for about 2 hours. So within that time, I try to get through as many free readings as I can. It gets very long, very fast. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step outside of the free readings, give those priority and complete those. I also go deeper into those than I do the free readings. And then once I complete any of those, I go back into the free readings and continue going on down the list. To make a donation, you can use the super chat button down at the very bottom. YouTube does take about a third of that for administrative fees. If you want to make a donation another way, I do take Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And all of those are in the pinned comment in this chat and also in the description box of the video. So that's the skinny. That's how it all works. So we'll get into the readings. I don't see any donations yet, so we will start at the very top and work our way down. So Esmeralda, you'll be up first. I hope everyone's having a wonderful beginning of their weekend. Some of you on the other side of the world, happy good morning Saturday to you. And I mean, I'm going to use the good tarot. As I say whenever I'm using these, all the tarot are great. This one's just called the good tarot. So let's take a look here. Good evening to you. And what should you be aware of at these moments? What does Spirit want you to know? Let's take a look here. All right. So we have these two together. Okay. All right. Well, I like this for you. Excuse me. You do have the first card that came out here was the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Earth, which does talk about new beginnings in the outside world and some new opportunities that are coming your way. And they come your way here because of the Six of Air. The Six of Air is the Six of Swords. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and it's a changing of mindsets, leaving some old ways of thinking behind and looking at things from a higher perspective, letting some old fears go, and it allows you to move into this new opportunity that opens up before you. And I love it that you have the Magician, another one, the aces being one. So definitely this new energy, this new beginning, this new just fire within you. With that Magician, it's divine masculine energy, which we all have divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy asks a wish from the universe and waits for it to bring it to him. The Magician goes, hey, universe, I want to go do this. Come with me. And the universe goes, let's go, And so it's about you stepping forward into this opportunity that comes up. And it's this, it's ignited, though, by your release of some old fears. And because it's been holding you back and blinding you to an opportunity, with you leaving these fears behind, it opens it up for you. So whatever, and you're going to know what it is because it's something that's been on your mind and it's been like in your face where it's not letting you not look at it because it's been bugging you. And you're like, whether it's for a relationship of any kind or job or education or, moving or something, whatever this block has been, you're like, I've had enough. And you're ready to move forward. So I like that for you, Esmeralda. And that is what they have. So many blessings to you. And we will continue moving down the list. So up next, we have Anya Ohuya. And you want to know what's next for you in romance. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit and your higher self, what do they want you to know about next? What's the next journey here with romance? Oh, wow. Well, you have the love card coming in, which if there's going to be a romance card, that's definitely one of them here. But your higher self is saying, the High Priestess is asking you to step back, connect to your higher self, to the spirit world, go behind the veil, dive deep into the unconscious, into the subconscious around love. This usually means that there's an opportunity for you to work on raising your vibration of love through self-love, really looking into what fears do you have around, romance? What fears do you have around who you're not being? And what do you feel is holding you back? So, there's a lot of subconscious belief systems that we have that go on, from our earlier life and the experiences we have as we're going along. And those, sometimes we aren't even conscious of them. They kind of like block any type of relationships or romance. And we're like, why do I feel like I'm ostracized? And it's like you have a best friend at a bar that keeps on um, interceding and intercepting people and going, oh, you don't want to go over there. They keep on because they want you to not get what you always got because of where your vibration was at, but they want you to raise your vibration so you track something new, more in alignment with what you want instead of doing what you always did and getting what you always got. So they're blocking you, but they're doing it for you as always. So they have your best interest in mind. So that's what they have for you right now, Anya. Ouya. Much love to you. All right. And next up is Spiritual Gifts Diva. So good morning to you. And let's see. You said hello first, and someone got a question before, but since you said good morning to me first, I will answer your question. And then Dajona, you'll be up next. So, Spiritual Gifts Diva, you want a divine guidance for your friendship with Rishikesh. Let's take a look here and see what do they want you to know around this friendship. All right, let's take a look here and just see. Well, it's a good relationship that spawns here from your friendship. I mean, you've got the four fire, which is a stable energy. It is brightness, it is celebration. I feel like you guys even go to celebrations together, which is great. And it allows you to gain a new level of love. And I like this because it feels very, I was going to say, it feels very unromantic, but that almost makes it sound bad. But it's a new level of pure love, which I like. So that's a better way to say it. It's not swayed by the physical, attraction and um, takes us off into any kind of lower fears of losing conditional love and stuff. It's just a very solid friendship where you can, hug each other with such deep love, but it's not a romantic. It just feels almost um, outworldly and heavenly. And that's why it's so much more pure. It's without condition, and it's just this place that you just feel like you're hugging an angel, and you both feel that way because you feel the presence of this. And I really like where this is opening up to, because it is something that is so deep and so different that you don't want to ruin it with romance, if that makes sense. So that's what they have coming in here for you right now, Spiritual Gifts Diva, regarding that. So it's exciting. I like that for you. All right. So Dajona, you are up next. And you know what do you need to know? What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. And what else? I know, right? I'm almost jealous. But no, I'm not. Yeah, I loved it. All right. um, so looking at this here, coming in for you, Dajona, you've got very much an internal journey going on here. You have two nines, which the nine in the major arcana is the hermit, which is all about the inner journey and, where you're going through here. The nine of swords, the nine of air, represents, it's called the nightmare or the insomnia card, which just means you have a lot on your mind, a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are circling, and your mind might be spinning. And that's why you might be having trouble sleeping, or you think about something or night, or dream it, or you're thinking about it when you wake up. And it has to do with the nine of water, which is your wish fulfillment, your emotional wish fulfillment. And this journey is all pointing you and bringing you inwards, questioning the thoughts and beliefs, like the small t truths, those fears of losing conditional love around, like this wish that you have taken on throughout your life about what your wish should be. Like if you had a dream come true, what I like about this is that they're, showing me a picture of you walking along the beach and you find a little mini Aladdin's lamp that, you just know there's a genie in there. It's a little mini genie that gives you one wish. And it's like, well, I got to make sure I know what that wish is. And this is the time where you're really having your wishfulness questioned within you, going, what is it that I really want? Because I have an opportunity to have a wish come true, but I want to make sure it's the wish I want, not the wish that I've taken on from everyone else from my past. So I like this because what you need to know is that the wish that you've had has been a wish someone else has influenced you to have and whispered in your ear over and over and over again, from other people. And this is about you really connecting to your high heart to determine what your true wish is, whether it's for love or a relationship or job, education, body, like health and um, possessions, whatever. What is the wish? Really understand what it is. And that's what they have for you. So I like it. All right. So that is what we have. Dajona, so many blessings to you. And Manju, you are up next, and you'd like an angel message. I think I might have pulled an angel message earlier for you from this deck, but I take out all the cards I used during the weekend from Oracle. I don't put back in, so this will be a new message from them if I did. So let's see what they have here. I love these angel guide cards. All right. And you got divine timing. I know that's like a patience card, right? No, I think you picked wrong, bruddaZEN. I think you need to pick again. No, no. It's right. It's not as bad as it seems. It says life is always unfolding in the perfect time space sequence. So angel wisdom is encouraging you to move into a state of trust, knowing that good things are always unfolding for you. You may find yourself feeling impatient and unsettled, but instead of letting your ego and imagination pull you into a downward spiral, trust that your prayers are being answered and your plans are coming to fruition in a way that is meeting your needs rather than your wants. I know. You may feel that your prayers aren't being answered or that your hopes aren't being realized, but you must know that the universe and your angels are always working toward the highest good and the outcome that will best serve you. When this card appears, trust in the process. The extended message for the card is that this card is a sign that your hopes and dreams are unfolding. You may not think so, but you need to remember that you may be working to human time, whereas the creator and spirit is always working on soul time, which can never be measured or rushed. You're being guided to know that your angel team is with you right now, encouraging you to call in the support of heaven in aligning your current situation with love. Imagine yourself and your situation covered in golden light and ask your angels to show you the way forward, knowing they are always working for your highest good. I love that card. The good news is that we have daylight savings time happening this Sunday, so we leap forward an hour. So there goes an hour faster towards what you're wanting. But that's what they have for you, Manju. So many blessings to you. Like that message. And then Daisy, you are up next. And you want to know, you're funny. I like future self readings. I don't blame you. You're like, because if I knew back then what I know now, maybe I can. Let me just go back and throw it back in time. So you want to know what your future self wants to tell you right now, the graduate version of yourself, once you get your bachelor's degree. So let's take a look here. What do they want you to know? It's so funny that you get the 6 of water, because that's the nostalgia, the past memory and looking to the past. So I think I feel like they're being a little punchy with you, which is your total personality, right? They're like, well, that's funny. We like past self readings. And so they want to know, what do you have to tell us in the future? So they're just being funny. But you have the Ace of Water too, the Ace of Cups. And so what they're telling you here is the biggest thing that can help you in every single moment of every single day is connecting to that beautiful, unconditional love from above. It's what sets everything free. It is what brings you fulfillment in this moment. It's all about love. Unconditional love is the answer to every question. And that's what they want you to know. When it comes down to it, any moment that we're not feeling unconditional love, we're in fear, and we come here to experience it. But when we want to no longer feel that way, unconditional love and connecting to it is the answer. We become a chalice, we become a holy grail where we allow that love from above to fill us up. And once we're full, it overflows, and everyone else gets the overflow into life. And it's what fulfills us romantically. It's what fulfills us with for career and for education and for social status and for body and for possession. It changes the whole way we look at everything, because until when we're not connected to unconditional love and we're connected to fear of losing conditional love, whatever we're looking for in the outside world falls short. It feels empty. Once we connect and fill up with unconditional love, we don't give up the outside world. We continue to live it, but it's instead of living in lack in the outside world, we live in overflow and abundance because we have everything we need within us by finding that love, and then it overflows everything. And I like that because it also allows you to go back into past memories, go back to past selves, and transform the memories, transform the choices, the emotional choices we made earlier, and change a situation that feels painful and fear filled. And we transform it and pour unconditional love into it and see it from a completely different place as well. So I like that, Daisy. Your bachelor degree graduate self is pretty smart. I like them. All right. Many blessings to you, Daisy. That is what they have for you. All right. So continue moving down the list here since I take a quick sip here. You want to know what months can you look forward to and what will they bring? So let's take a look here. Since we're doing 2 card readings for the free readings, we'll give you 1 month and tell you. So since you're getting 2 cards, one will be the month and the other is going to be what it's going to bring. And you got the month of 10. So you have October, which I know is far away, but they're wanting to give you advance notice. Not that this is a bad thing, but that in the month of October, you're really letting go of a lot of expectations, a lot of fears that you had around situations. And with the Messenger of Fire, which is the Knight of Wands in the Standard Tarot, you're really jumping forward. It's the fastest knight out of them all, and it's full of wonderful, wonderful, fast moving energy. All the knights also quest after something, and of course, this knight quest after the Ace of Wands, which is stepping into the power, realizing that whatever you're focusing on is what grows. And I feel like this is why you let go of a lot of fears, is because you realize when you're focusing on the fears, you grow them. When we focus on what we fear will leave our life, we repel it out of our life. When we fear what we might bring into our life, we're like, psh, psh, come into my life, right? Or we focus on what's in our life that we don't want, it grows. And so we realize that we can transform our energy, letting go of those expectations, those fears of losing that. And we focus on gratitude. We focus on unconditional love in the higher realm. laughter and joy and peace, and all that grows and expands instead. So October is a month of release, of renewal, of stepping into your power. And I like that for you, Esther. So far, October is going to be an amazing month for you. I like it. And that's what they have for that. And so many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list. And Princess Pinky, you're up next. And you are saying anything that they'd like you to know right now. What do they feel would be helpful for you to know? Okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Well. So you have the Four of Air, which is the Four of Swords. Basically, mental stability, peace of mind that's coming in here. Because then you have card number 19 and card number 20. 19, the Sun card, one of the most victorious, bright cards. And number 20 is this calling and movement up in connection with your higher self. So definitely there is this, the Four of Swords, usually there's someone sleeping on the Ace of Swords with the three swords on the wall, which represent the Three of Swords card is kind of like the expectations equal disappointment, heartbreak, because we have all these fears of losing conditional love that have been poured into our head all of our lives. And the Four of Swords, the Ace of Swords they sleep on, connects us to the higher realm, to the capital T truths up there that bring us wonderful, knowledge, rooted in unconditional love and beliefs. And we are able to look at these small T truths of the human world, and it cuts them away. It slices them away because we're realizing the fears are illusions, that they're false. And so there's this transformation that comes in. And the Sun card is victory. It's brightness, light shining on a lot of different areas of your life, but it feels victorious. It feels very warming and freeing as well. So I feel like they're telling you that, this work that you've been doing and questioning your thoughts and your beliefs and mindsets, that it is bringing you to this place of higher wisdom where you're able to look at things from a higher perspective and a different perspective, that just, it's like the dawn that comes after a dark night of the soul. The sun rises, or like a vampire movie where it's like, we survive the night and the vampires can't be out during the day, at least the old vampire movies. And, it's like, we've made it through. And so that's kind of like the relief I feel you have, and some release that comes with all that too. So that's what they have for you, Princess Pinky. I like it. All right, so the next free reading coming up is Aliza. Hello. And you want to know, what are the thoughts of your coworker towards your transaction that you had last Tuesday? So what are their perspectives? What's going on? All right. So the perspectives that I have here now, the Queen of Earth, this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So the thoughts that the coworker has is they're focusing on themselves. They're focusing on their success, their progression, their abundance. They're focused on their dream. The Nine of Water, this is like dreams come true, or wish, wish fulfillment, emotional wish fulfillment. And so I feel like whatever was going on, that they just revert back to self-preservation in a way. But they're focusing on themselves, what is beneficial for them, what's going to bring them what they want. And so the focus is turned into them. I don't feel like they have thoughts about, specifically about you, opinion or whatever. They're just focused on them, on themselves, is what I feel with both of these coming in. So whatever the transaction was, they just kind of, it's like they're showing me a ship headed towards a destination, and they're very focused on getting to this destination. And if there's anything on board that they don't need that's slowing them down, it goes overboard. And I feel like whatever interactions happen, if it wasn't for them to move forward, it goes overboard anyway. It's like water off a duck's back. It's like, oh well, I'm moving forward, quack quack, paddle paddle, and that's what I feel is coming through there, Lisa, is that they're really focused on their dream, their fulfillment, them moving forward. So whatever happened, I feel like it didn't even like, if it phased them for a moment, it went overboard because I don't feel like it was something that they feel they want to invest their time in, if that makes sense. But that's what's going on. So that's what they have. Many blessings to you, Eliza. And Starfall, you are up next. Hey, your relative is having a lot of problems with health suddenly. She's been to the doctor. Will she get better, or why is this happening to her? All right, we'll take a look here and see what Spirit has to say here. Of course, whenever there's medical questions, I have to say here in the United States that tarot is designed for entertainment purposes only. It shouldn't replace, the like she's been to the doctor. It shouldn't replace, licensed physicians. And of course, ultimately, everyone makes their own decisions for themselves. So that said, that's the disclaimer that I do have to present. We do have the Judgment card, which is the call card from Calling of the Higher Self, to see things from a different perspective. So I feel like, because the Six of Air is the Six of Swords, which is movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. The card 20 is usually two X's, which is double endings and double new beginnings. And so there's this movement of thought, which does then change health. Because what happens when our bodies are in fear, they're not designed to be in perpetual fear. And so when our bodies go into fight or flight mode, one of the huge systems that shuts down, because it's supposed to be temporary, is our immune system. Our bodies are amazing healing machines. And when we're not in fear, systems are go and on, and we have so much that we can look at with our subconscious beliefs and releasing fears, and our energy goes back online, and our body in its divine intelligence is able to heal itself in so many ways. I mean, you can there's a great, I think it's called Heal, I think, but there's a lot of them. There's a couple movies that are out there that are really good about talking about how amazing our bodies are self-healing, and the more we connect to unconditional love and step out of fear, things transform. And I feel like this is what's going on for them, is they're realizing the fears that cause the stress, that cause the dis-ease in our bodies. And the more we step out of fear and emotion, mainly of emotional monsters, because we're usually not in a lot of physical danger these days too much compared to back in the day. It's more the emotional monsters that we overcome and transform. And when we do that, amazing things happen. Something you might, if you're interested to check it out, there's a great book by Louise Hay. I might even have it over here, because I think I grabbed it one day. Let me see here. A little stack here. Is it in here? It is. So it's by Louise Hay, and it's like you can heal your life, and sometimes you don't even have to buy the book. There's so much out there on the internet that you can even do Louise Hay, and then put whatever health side effects or symptoms there are, and it'll tell you an emotional reason behind it. If it resonates, it's something that you can check on. So that is what they have for you, Starfall. So many blessings, and we send a lot of love to your relative that's having those, and that may the unconditional love just surround her and help her just her body wake up to that self-healing. So many, many blessings to you, Starfall. All right. Moving down the list, we have Alex. And you would like a love reading. All right, let's take a look here and see what spirit would like you to know around love. All right. So you have the transformation coming here in here around love, which is it's the death and rebirth card, which I like them calling it transformation, because it's like your love and your beliefs around love are going through a transformation, because you have the messenger of air, which is the Knight of Swords. It's your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love that are changing and switching. This is where the transformation is happening here. Because you have the 17, which is wishing upon a star. It is connecting to the higher place, seeing things from a different perspective. And all this transformation is around, what does a dream come true mean for you? This death and this rebirth is all about this. What does, the beautiful, beautiful, my dream come true with guarding love? Really getting in there and understanding it. What do I want from a relationship? And is it really something I can get from a relationship? And I feel like the more you seriously question what it is that you're wanting out of a relationship, the more you get clarity around your finding your self-worth from within, and that it's a movement from defining yourself by relationship to defining yourself from the inside, which then transforms your approach to relationships, which makes them more free and more beautiful and more abundant, because you're not looking at it falling short all the time, right? What we've always done, what we've always gotten. It's this abundant overflowing because you're finding a core of what you're needing and love from within, and then everything on the outside becomes just beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I like that. So that is what they have for you right now, Alex. So many blessings to you. And self-love, you'll be my next free reading, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, KDP, for your donation. A computer mouse to your son randomly. Aw. All right, let's take a look here. Are you overthinking this? That you're thinking that you're overthinking this means you're overthinking this, right? You're very welcome, Starfall. Thank you. All right, Kitty, let's take a look here. What the spirit wants you to know around this interaction today. Anything else? So that's it for right now. So you have 2 cards, 1 card, 2 card. I feel like one side is you, then in the middle, and then one side is the other. Okay. Well, this would be you on this side. With the queens, you got 2 queens coming in here. Of course, the queen of air, the overthinking, the queen of water, which, of course, double water, a lot of emotion that's coming in here, right? With the thinking being activated there. The heart, it's like the heart, was like, okay, well, I guess this is never going to be, and da 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 da. And so the heart, it's like I don't know why they're showing me a chihuahua, but it's like a chihuahua that finally, they're so active and they have so much energy, and they finally, and they go to sleep, right? And you're like, oh, good. Oh, okay. Yeah. And so there's this, a noise, and then the child was like, ah, it's like, oh, it's up again, and oh no, go back to sleep, heart. So I feel like the heart activated, because it's so hopeful. It doesn't take much for it to get excited. Is basically what it's coming down to here. You have the 6 of earth, so it's the balanced giving and receiving. It's like a balanced outside world. I feel like these are the scales, And it's this balancing that's happening because on their side, yeah, they're in hermit mode. They're in the cave. They're the two of air. They're in their minds, all the balancing, and all of this. Um, they're in their own little world. And the two of air is them always on a crossroads of thinking what they want to do and what they're going to go. And but I feel like it was when there's no expectations, people like to do things, right? Um, so um, when there's freedom, that's why when people break up, there's a people can be friends and people can do things until expectations go back in, and then it sucks all the air out of the situation, right? So when we allow no expectations and we just allow things to be what they are, and then there's this gratitude for what was. But as soon as we jump in deeper, right, and when we're like, see, what will happen to you? What's we are donezo, and just overly excited. Um, I feel like you're done for now, for sure. Yeah. Well, a responsibility is an expectation, right? I expect someone to be responsible and do certain things, and when they don't do certain things, I think we talked about like, I expect you to give me $1,000 a day, Katie, and you haven't done it, and I'm very disappointed in you. And it's like, I feel it's your responsibility to give me $1,000 a day. And you're like, I don't see why you think that's my responsibility, bruddaZEN. And I'm like, well, what can you do? It's just how I feel, right? Um, well, you don't think it's crazy. Maybe I don't think it's crazy, but you might. But that's the difference, right? You might have these expectations, these responsibilities of what people should do with love. Um, but maybe they don't. Maybe they think that is it's crazy because that's not how they were raised, right? So it's all about perception, um, and I feel like they once the expectations are gone, that's when Jordan feels like, okay, instead of having all of these responsibilities, as you call them, or expectations, and Jordan's like, oh my god, I have to do all this just to get up to ground zero. It's too much. I can't do it. So he doesn't want to do it. And then you're like, okay, we're ended then. And he's like, oh good, no expectations. I give you this. And we can be grateful for what they do, or we can be like, oh, expectations are back, and then they're like, oh gosh, and they're gone again. Right. And then you're like, oh gosh, all right. And then they're like, oh good, there's no expectations. Now I can give this because it's all extra. It's I get bonus for anything I do. I feel good about what I do instead of feeling like I'm always falling short. Right. And so when he does something nice, you're like, thank you. So what does this mean? Are we going to get back together and blah, blah, blah. If that's what comes through, and then they shut down because they don't want to feel like they're not meeting up and that they're disappointing someone over and over and over again. Because who wants to do that? If he had this long list of rules that he wanted you to do, and he was pointing out to you everything that you weren't doing and not being, you'd be like, screw this. I'm out, right? And that's the beautiful thing about relationships, is that that's what happens to every relationship, and that's why relationships are like the um, one of the most difficult classrooms, because we're taught all this stuff about you know, um, uh, what something is supposed to mean. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You make a great point. None of us have to be disappointed in anyone's actions or unactions. But we do. We make wonderful choices all the time. That's the journey. That's the what we take here. Because when we meet someone first, right? And this is for everyone, we don't have any expectations because we don't know him, and we meet him and we're like, oh my God, they are like the best thing ever, 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 right? And because we have no expectations, it's all abundance. And we're like, wow, this is what they do. And but can't shut up about them, right? And then we're like, oh my God, they want to see me again. And then now we're gonna date, and we're hanging out more and more, and now we're dating exclusively, and then we're engaged, and then married, and then but it's like, why are they becoming less and less amazing? It's because our expectations rise because of what we're taught. Um, yeah, and so that's the most beautiful thing, is if we can have as many low expectations as we can. We live in a life of abundance instead of a life of lack and falling short and disappointment. And that's what I feel through all of this. I feel like they didn't have any specific intentions behind sending the mouse, except that they just wanted to do something. It wasn't a truce act, or it wasn't a fishing line to lure you back. It was just an act of, I just want to do something. And so I did it because there's no expectations. And then if there's expectations, they're like, ugh, I just don't want to do it. You know, I kind of feel like that's what's going on. But it was loving of him. you know, he was sharing something that he just wanted to do. Yeah, that's an expectation, right? But it happened on purpose for you because it got to have you activate the side, for you to have another opportunity to look through it, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Katie. Um, there are a lot of expectations, um, around love and relationship that we're taught. And I'll leave it at that because that's up to you to look and see what is really important. And is it more important to be right and to have people live up to what you think they should live up to, or to allow people to love and be themselves? And that changes everything, right? Kitty, kitty. Yeah. So I understand. I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from, because I used to have that long list of, right? You can win the battle, but lose the war. And it's like you really look at stuff and go, yeah, what's going on? Like with one of my first ex, I used to be all work, and if there's time left over, we can go play. And they were in the military. They got out of the military, and they were like, I had enough of all work. I want to play, and if there's time left over, we'll do housework and stuff. And oh my God, you know, but they just finally told me, like, you have this big thing of how you want everything done, and that's okay. If you want to do it, you do it. But I don't want to do that because I had to clean toilets with, you know, toothbrushes and do all this kind of stuff. And I just am more out. I want to have this. And so we pulled each other more towards the middle, where I was like, oh, but it made me realize, yeah, what I'm wanting is what I'm wanting. I don't have to put that on you. It's with me. If I want it, then I do it, So it's really eye opening, and it's freeing too, because I freed myself more and more to where I'm like, yeah, why do I have to have all this stuff done? The vacuum police aren't going to show up and give me a ticket. So what if I don't vacuum once a week? Eh, you know? Yeah. But that's the whole thing too. It's not Not there's no two people in the world that want all the exact same things. You might have the top 5, but there's gonna be stuff you're always gonna have to face disappointment when people don't live up to our long list, right? So, yeah. So so that is the assignment, to look at all the expectations we have and go, what are deal breakers? I saw a video once where someone said if you have more than 5 deal breakers, you need to be alone until you can get it down to 5, and under 5 is even better. And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense, you know? They're like, because I think their partner, they chew with their mouth open, and I want to reach across and slap them upside their head, but they're like, but is it enough to be a deal breaker? No, you know. So I love it. 3. Oh, good. Well, good. Maybe you can find someone with those 3 then. All right, Katie. All right. So thank you again so much for your donation, and hang in there. Much love to you, Katie. That's very good. Right? Only 3. And yeah, but Jordan, they weren't Jordans, right? So it's like, oh well. Why it happens on purpose for a purpose, right? If we can get it down to 0, then that's when we find bliss. All right. You're very welcome. Thank you again for your donation. All right, Elisa, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for your donation. And you want to know, will the inquiry buyer pursue buying the property that you're selling this coming Sunday? Well, okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. Wow. It looks like it's a yes here, because you have the Wheel of Fortune, number 1, but you have the Star card, which is like a wish fulfillment. So if this is what you guys are wishing, it really looks like a positive offer coming through here. So I do like that for you. Wow, what an easy breezy boom boom. 2 coming in here, and they're major arcana. So of course this is significant for you guys, and I feel it will be successful, and that there will be a sell that comes through for you, um, because it does show that you guys have the wish fulfillment, and the fortune switches, and this is the wheel turns in a way that is for you and fortunate for you. So I like that. Good news. Good news. So that is what they have. Easy breezy, Eliza. So I like it. Many, many blessings to you. All right. And so we left off for the free readings up at the top with, I think it was self-love. Oh, okay. So you're just saying thank you. Well, you are very, very welcome, self-love. I am glad that the reading was helpful. All right. And thank you so much for that. Just really, thank you. It's one of our biggest things as humans is learning to take things and just take it without trying to deflect it, right? So thank you, self-love. I really appreciate it. All right. Miss Dra, you are up and you'd like divine guidance for your love life. All right. Let's take a look here. Well, I've had this a lot today where I get cards which are all numeric, 4 and 5, even though these are different suits, 4, 5, and 6. You have the 4 of Swords here, which is peace of mind and balanced, like mental balance that comes in. And this has to do with cutting away like expectations around love, the fears around losing conditional love, you know, releasing and cutting away, freeing yourself from the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, and the must. And it does transform things for you. The 5 of Fire, like the 5 of Wands, it starts off feeling conflicting, swirling, fiery type of energy. But the 5 is a transformative number. It does transform and change. So something that feels like conflict in the beginning turns into something that feels loving. And the Six of Water here, the Six of Cups, does show it's a reflection and transformation of past emotional experiences, moving from something that appeared to be fear and filling it with love instead. One of the big things with the Six of Cups is we realize that every moment is either unconditional love or fear of losing conditional love. And so if we have a memory that's painful, that's not of unconditional love, so we know it's fear of losing conditional love, something where our inner child felt unsafe and out of control. And so there was fear involved in it. And it could be, from someone else's actions or words. And when we go back and look at a situation and realize that when humans go into fear mode and they're fearing something, we do stupid stuff because we go out of our human intelligent mind that's full of smartness and wisdom, intelligence and compassion and loving things. We start to do things that are unloving, things that are, like I said, unintelligent, because we're back into like a 2-year-old mind, or as I call a cat mind. We hiss and we attack, and we hiss and we run away, or attack then run away. And so when someone does something that's unloving and uncaring and stupid, they're in fear. And then when we look at this old memory, this pain, we're like, okay, so they were feeling unsafe and out of control, and they were doing uncaring, unloving, and stupid things to try to feel in control again, like a 2-year-old would do, like hit another child to get their toy back, whatever. It's like, oh, so what they were doing had little to do with me. It was because they were afraid. It's like when you go out, swim out to rescue someone who's drowning, they're doing, they'll hit you upside your head, in panic, and grab you and pull you underwater, almost kill you when you're trying to rescue them and help them. And you realize it's not them at all that was doing it. It was the cat, their cat mind. Because when you get them back to shore and they've calmed down, you see the human return to their eyes, and you're like, oh, there you are. And they're like, what happened? And you're just like, this bruise, and you're, spitting up water yourself. So there is this transformation around love that's coming in here for you, Ms. Draw. It's unfolding step by step here for you. And I like that for you. So this is what's going on now for you for love, is you're transforming things to transform the energy that you have. Because in facing those things, then the transformation that happens, it also raises your self-love, because you start looking at those old situations differently. You start looking at the other person differently, but you really start to look at yourself differently, because you realize that had nothing to do with me. You might have been using that to judge yourself, and now you're releasing yourself and them and everyone else from this weight that you've had, and so your love rises. So I like that for you, Miss Draw, and that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And Dollface Diva, you'll be the next free reading come up, but I do have a donation. Let me just scroll down here. Actually, I have a couple of donations. All right. All right, Queen Libra. Okay, so I do see that you, I did get the Cash App. So Queen Libra, you'll be first, and then Misty Blue, you'll be up after that. So, will you be offered a medical assistant job this month? All right, let's take a look here and see here what they have for you, Queen Libra. Hey, Crow's Nest. So Misty Blue will be up next, and then Crow's Nest. Thank you guys so much for your donations. I greatly, greatly honor your energy exchange here. Okay. So Queen Libra here, I do see here this change that's coming here for you, because you've got the 7 of air and the 8 of air. Both of these tell me here that there is this change of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, because the air, the swords, are our beliefs that we have, our expectations, what we're looking for. And the Seven of Swords it shows us what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have kept us restricted and kind of stolen opportunities from us in the past. And the Eight of Air is us realizing also what of our own thoughts and beliefs have blinded us and bound us and kept us trapped and restricted in the past. So there's this big freedom that's happening for you right now, because you are coming into this beautiful balanced energy. The Four of Fire does represent joy and abundance and very, very positive card. And the Nine of Earth is you're really stepping into your own self here around your own worth and your own sense of self in the outside world, because it's the Earth, the Pentacle suit. So I feel like what's happening here with your wonderful Libra energy, imagine that you have two air cards. I can't imagine why. I'm Aquarius, so I get it. We get into our heads, and I feel like with you releasing these and really looking at your fears of your worth and your worthiness, and it might even be conscious ones. It's like just allowing the subconscious feelings of, like, if you've been feeling like you've had this block that you just can't get by, that's because there's an invisible belief that's in your subconscious that's flipping forward. And I feel like if you will allow your subconscious to speak, if you'll do whatever you do to get into that area, and there's a lot of different ways to access your subconscious, even if it's writing a letter from your inner child to you, or writing with your non-dominant hand. It accesses things and it allows it to come forward. Because I feel like it's something that's been there for a long time about worthiness and about ability. And even though you're conscious mind, I feel like you're very confident about what your abilities are and what you're able to do. I feel like you just feel like you keep hitting an invisible wall, and it's because it's something that's down under here. Something that was said earlier, it's emotional, so it's probably going to be around 7 years old and younger. That's why I want to talk to that inner child and go, why are you blocking me from doing these things? What happened? And let's get it out. Let's let the little inner child that has these suppressed emotions, these charged emotions, just go, I'm going to tell you. And they're going to write you a letter, and they're going to say, dear adult me, blah, 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 and just let it flow. And I feel like the release of that allows you to step into this deep, deep confidence. I mean, real self-awareness of your worth that just overflows. And then that sparks this enjoyment, this celebration, and allows this energy to move forward, and releases it and allows it to come to you. So I feel like it's a yes if. I feel like you will get a medical assistant job eventually, but if you do this little, it's not really little, right? But if you do this, it's a little letter from your little self. It releases so much and it brings it to you. So I like that, Queen Libra, and that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And Misty Blue, you are up next, and thank you for your donation. You are welcome, Queen Libra. And Misty Blue, did you ask your question up here? I believe so. Let me just make sure. All right, that's where I left off. Let me just scroll down. There it is. So will you have a romantic love anytime soon, like within the next 2 months? All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. All right, so those and those. Anything else? 2. All right. Let's just get these together here and see what we have. All right. Well, I do see here something does unfold, so I like this for you. Um, I do have the King of Earth that starts off though. So your journey on headed towards this, um, the King of Earth, one of the biggest things that the King of Pentacles and the Standard Tarot brings is the awareness of worth and the stability that we have. When we look for our worth in the external world, you know, it feels very unstable. This is what the king learns, right? And he basically, um, you know, uh, had looked for his worth in relationships and situations and things and found all that to be unstable because people change, they pass away, they walk away. So relationships are unstable. Situations like jobs, education, etc., unstable, always changing. And things, of course, in our bodies, possessions, bank accounts, they blow up, they burn down, they deteriorate, they are stolen, um, and so they're unstable as well. And so eventually the king just grew tired of looking for their worth in the outside world, and they turn inward and upward, and that's where they find their foundation. They find the true meaning of their self-worth, which is the unconditional eternal love of above, of the where we come from. And so, eternal and is very solid, right? And stable. And of course, unconditional means no conditions that we can lose it, very stable. So we have this new stability of our worth, which changes the whole view of our worth in relationship to the outside, and also changes how we look at everything on the outside. It's no longer falling short because it's not fulfilling us. We're fulfilled, and everything else looks like above and beyond extra and abundance, right? Which is what the Ace of Earth does too. The Ace of Pentacles is about us finding our worth, a new way of looking at our worth into relationship to the outside world. And I feel like you've been working on this and evolving in this awareness. But I feel within the next 2 months is when you are it really, really clicks. You know how but then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, and the light, the clouds open up and the light shines on you, and you're like, oh, I understand it to the depths of my soul. It's not just in my head. I feel like that's what comes through, because you do have this, the Four of Fire, which is it's joy and celebration and stable energy, with the fours, and the eight is a lot of energy that comes back into you. It just, comes flying in, and returns back to you. And so this energizes you. It creates passion that fills you up and overflows out to the outside world too. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Here, I'll show it again. Even zero in a little more so you can see it here. And this is the good tarot deck if it inspires you and you want any of those. It's by Colette Baron Reed. And then you have the transformation. What happens at the end here, because major arcana, so significant change that happens, and this is the death and the rebirth, the transformation that happens. And the Sun card is, one of the most joyous and abundance and overflowing cards. And it just means joy and warmth and awareness, and it just fills and overflows your life. So this transformation that happens, it's like you rise as a little phoenix from the ashes and you burn bright and you're seen. And this is where it brings in this new love that comes in. So it's all about that transformation, and then it just changes things in the outside. Let me see if it talks about like who the person is, anything about them real quick here. Okay, give me one card. Well, they are a Knight of Pentacles. So definitely a very earth signy type of individual that's very grounded, I'm gonna say slow moving. It's the slowest night out of them all, so they might have a limp, and I'm just kidding. It just means that they are very calm, very grounded. They don't need to move fast. Um, they are just down to earth and very secure in who they are and grounded. So they don't have this, you know, the knight searches after that Ace of Pentacles that you're having, and so I feel like they have found it, and so they are in this place the same as you. When you meet them, that it's just very grounded. You don't need anyone, but you want someone. And that's the difference that happens in transforms. So I like that for you, Misty Blue. So 2 months. And depending on how much of that inner that you do, that's the faster that it comes, right? So I like it. So again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right, Crow's Nest. Jessica. Very good. So, how does Brandon feel about you, and what's his next actions towards you in the near future? All right, let's take a look here. See what's going on with Brandon, this Brandon character. All right, wow. You want this one and this one, and what else? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I do feel that there are actions that'll be coming towards you eventually here, because this is about the divine masculine energy and, them investing their energy and where are they wanting to invest their energy. And I still feel like they're kind of in this balancing thing here. You can see here if I can zero it in. Here's the scale. There you go. So you can see the scales here. So they're figuring things out with this Ace of Swords and the Magician card. Both of these, the 1 and the 11 is a 1-1. All these 1-1-1-1s, they're just, they're not as confused as they used to be, which we like. They're getting things figured out. They're really sorting things, which I like. And yeah, I feel like we've had these cards before. I'm going to do these first here because we've got the 4 of Air, which I feel is them figuring things out. The Ace of Swords, it's peace of mind. They're getting to this point. And the King of Water, balancing, again, the scales, balancing of heart and mind. So I feel like things are finally coming more and more into balance. Whereas I feel they were more, heart was very low, on a scale. It's like there's not a whole lot of heart, but all of it was thinking, thinking, thinking. But now there's less thinking and more heart, and it's coming into this where when those balance, it's like the heart has a say so, whereas before I don't feel like the heart was able to um, get a word in edgewise to the mind. The mind, oh, but this, but that, but this and that and this, and when this happened, well, before and blah blah blah. Thank God. Yeah, right. So it's all happening, and of course everything happens on purpose for a purpose, right? Because eventually, for both of you, you move beyond the old cycles, the old ways of being, and then this is when you start this new adventure. Free, because the Fool card that happens after this, they're free from restrictions. It's like when you're just given a scavenger hunt, but you're not told where to go find things. It's like, this is what you need to go collect and go. And it's like, I get to go roam and find, it's this adventure instead of like, okay, first you have to go here and then 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 here. It's like, it takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of the air out of the sails. And so there is this cleansing, this movement. It's like they're getting rid of mental baggage. And I feel like your side of it is you're getting getting rid of some worth baggage and more so worthlessness baggage. Um, because you have the messenger of earth, which is this would be like a kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, and you have the Six of Pentacles. And this is all about the search of worth. And the Six of Pentacles, I usually call it my codependency awareness card, which is getting into diving into the old ways of looking at why, what happened when I was 7 years old or younger that made me have this out of balance, talk about balancing, right? This out of balance perspective of what I have to do to deserve love, and we go back and we realize, was it parents or grandparents or someone that we had to do so much. We had to give them 100 coins of love, and we get 1 coin of love back, right? And we're like, we don't know any better. We're children. We're like, oh, I guess that's the going rate. And so that gets saved and it goes down into our subconscious and it's running down there. And so I know for me, having been through that, I had to overachieve at school. I had to overachieve at work. I had to overgive in all my friendships and relationships and everything else because that was the rate of exchange. I had to be worthy. And then with that, it doesn't work out well in relationships, especially romantic relationships, because when we don't allow, subconsciously, we don't allow people to give, even though we might consciously going, yeah, I want them to give me everything. Underneath, that rate of exchange does not allow them energetically, it keeps them from giving to us because we don't feel worthy of receiving it. And what that does is that means we overgive until we're exhausted, and then we overgive until we're resentful. And that's not a good place to be in a relationship. And also because we're refusing them energetically to give to us, we only accept, we give them 100, they can give us 1 back. The other 99 they want to give to us, we refuse. So they give it somewhere else. They become workaholics, or they go work out all the time or start a hobby where they're investing their time and energy, or their friends or affairs. And so a resentful person and someone having, investing all their energy out there, what happens? And that's what they want to keep from all this. And this is why, if you look, if you bring that subconscious belief of that out of balance rate of exchange, and you bring it from the subconscious into the conscious by looking into it and going, who was it that I felt I had to overgive to when I was younger? And then it comes to you and you're just like, oh. I know I came to that aha in a therapy decades ago, and my therapist, she was wonderful. She just said, because I had a perfectionist mentality that was just out of control. And I go, I need to know, why do I feel this way? Why do I have to have 100% on my quality at work? I can't get a 90. It destroys me. And she's like, well, I know it sounds cliche, but how is your relationship with your parents? And I basically said, well, they weren't around a whole lot, and I had to do extreme things to get their attention. And then I just kind of froze, and my mind went, and it suddenly made sense of how everything in my life was about me trying to overdo things to get attention. And she goes, are you okay? And I'm like, just a moment. I'm just seeing my whole life pass before my eyes. And it just brought such beautiful, beautiful clarity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 555 everywhere. Yeah, 555 is change. Beautiful, beautiful change is happening, a transformation. So that's good. You can even search angel number 555 and see what pops up on the internet for you. But I feel like this is what is happening right now. So he has feelings. The mind is balancing out with the heart, but a lot of this has to do also with your side of balancing. So he's balancing on his side, and you're balancing on your side. And so when things, um, you know, get to even numbers, fives, like fives and sevens and nines a lot of times, because even numbers are this wonderful flow. But when there's like an odd number, like a 5 or 7, 9, there's like this big boulder in the middle of the river, and you can't get around it in your canoe. So you have to sit there and figure out what this boulder is. And once the boulder transforms, then you're able to move past it and things flow. But it's the blockade is there on purpose, for a purpose, because you don't want to bring that boulder and drag it with you behind the canoe down the river. It's going to slow you down a bit. So I like this for you, Jessica. And that's what they have for you right now. So I do like that. And the faster that you both work on your that inner things, the faster things move in the outside world as well. Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for your donation as well. All right. Hello, hello, everybody that's joined. We are returning back to the free readings, and we're past the top of the first hour. So I usually like to let everyone know, just I'm usually on here for 2 hours, so I'll be on for about 45 more minutes, and I do try to get through as many free readings as I can. I go in order, first come, first serve. And as you just witnessed, if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, and I step outside. I go a little deeper into those readings. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free ones, and I work my way down. I will, once I get towards the end of this session, I'll talk to you about, I have a weekly giveaway. I have a couple of extra giveaways to celebrate reaching 1,500 individuals. So I'll post that towards the end, repost it. I posted it at the beginning too, or you can check my giveaway playlist. But I'll talk about some other options too. This is my busy part of my weekend. I'm here twice a day on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. So I will be back as well. All right. So I think we left off here with Doll Face Diva here. Yep, there we are. And you'd like messages from Spirit. All right, let's take a look here. I'm just going to take a quick sip here too. All right. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know. All right. Well, speaking, here's balance and fives again. What's going on here? I promise I don't let readings leak over into others, but sometimes things, they do overlap because of Spirit's smart that way. But we have the Justice card, which is card number 11. So there is this balancing of things in your life right now. The Ace of Swords allows you to see things from a higher perspective. It allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, which allows you also to cut away the small T truths of the lower realm, the lower vibrational energy that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love. And the balancing out is the cutting away, allowing less fear and more love to come in, which makes sense with the Hierophant, card number 5, which is this diving deep and understanding what your truths are, and you also have the 5 of air. So all of this is about mental stuff going on for you right now. So you have a lot of challenges or activity, we'll call it, regarding your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets and your expectations in your life. And it's very important. I mean, you have 2 major arcana here, which does show that it is a significant time in your life to look into these things, because the 5 of Swords, the 5 of air, is inner conflict, again, balancing in between, with the Ace of Swords being in the middle and 2 swords and 2 swords usually on the side. So there is this working out of this battle going on inside you of the fears of something, but the higher unconditional laws of something. And, when the higher capital T truths go against the opinions and the small T truths of fear, they always win, because that's the truth. And these are illusion, these are lies. And so you're having this epiphanies that are happening in your life right now. And I like that for you. There's this wonderful balance coming in. So if you feel like you've been in your head a lot and thinking about stuff, you have been, and it's designed and it's freeing you, which I like. So that is what they have for you, Dolphy Diva. So many, many blessings to you. And next up, we have Cheery. And so, Cheery, you like an angel message, and I'm going to pull from the Angel Guide Oracle for you here. Let's see what we have going on here. What do they want you to know here? Wow, you have the Guardian Angel, which I really like. This actually reminds me of a friend of mine, the picture there. She is a beautiful earth angel. All right. So everyone has a guardian angel who's been with them since their soul creation. And I love it because Spirit did talk to me about guardian angels, that the moment our soul created itself and it was created, our guardian angel wanted to be created along with us, to be our companion. And it is like a guardian angel is like the creator, but in best friend mode. Instead of, oh, grandfather or father, mother and father of all things, creator as a parent, and as that kind of relationship, they wanted to be able to have a buddy buddy type of relationship with us where we wouldn't be like, oh, but you're the king. It's like more of like the cool prince that we get to hang out with. That's our buddy. And that's the kind of energy that a guardian angel brings in. And it says, now your guardian angel is drawing closer to you than ever. And this angel guide knows you, loves you, and accepts you completely. Before your incarnation on earth, you danced across the stars together. And if you're feeling overwhelmed or alone at this time, know that your angel guide is with you to share their love and make you feel safe. You never walk this path alone. Angels are always there to light the way. And this card is a huge reminder that you always have their help, support, and companionship available to you. The extended message says you are an independent soul, and you often find yourself trying to do everything on your own. But know that even just a quick prayer to your guardian angel can take away some of that pressure. Your angel wants to hear more from you. In order to support you fully, they must be invited to do so, but then no request is too much after that. Your angel guide was made for you and is dedicated to you. So take time today for an easy conversation, an informal conversation with them. Speak openly and in a heartfelt way about your life, any challenges that you're facing, and anything you need help with. Through that conversation, their help will find its way to you. And when this card is drawn, they want you to know they are with you. I like it. Yeah, that they honor our free will, definitely. They respect it so much. We want to do so many things on our own. We're so independent when we come down here. And but if we ask of our own free will for them to assist us, they're right on it. But we have to invite them to do it because they're like, no, we're going to honor your choice to do things. And if you want to try to do it yourself, all by yourself, we're going to let you do that. But if you need help, we're right here. We're right here. I'm like, right here. All you have to do is ask. I'm right here. So I love that for you, Cheery. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And so, hey, Smiley bruh. So you'll be up right here after LA, and LA, hello, hello. You would like spirit guide messages for you. So let's take a look here and see what they have for you right now. And let me just make sure here. Okay, very good. And let's see what we have. So you do have here, you have the Nine of Water, which is kind of like, what is your emotional wish? You have the Ace of Air, the Ace of Swords, which is about new thoughts, new ideas, new awareness around what your dream come true feels like. And, like this emotional fulfillment. And I feel like there's this alteration that's coming, like this, like you've had this dream for all your life. It feels like something was given to you when you were younger, and you thought, and they were told, "This is your dream. You're so talented at this. Um, like you're going to be an accountant." That's what mine was. I know what. I was good at numbers when I was very, very young, and my dad recognized it. And he owned his own business, and he was like, "You should be an accountant." And I was just like, "What? You think I should be an accountant?" And that's all it took. It was embedded in me, and I knew. Everyone asked me, "What are you going to be when you grow up?" "I want to be an accountant." And when my grandpa asked me what I wanted for one of my birthdays when I was like 12, I go, "I want one of those calculators with the tape, and they're like, "What?" I was balancing like my dad's business checkbook at 15 years old and doing all this stuff, and realized when I took my first college course in accounting is like, I do not want to be an accountant. And I feel like that's what's happening for you is there's been this dream, it's just been planted and you just believed it and you took it on and it had its own entity. And now you're realizing maybe that's not really what I want. What's going to make my heart sing? What, once we overcome our fears of disappointing people, it's like, what do I want to do? What do I want to be in my life? And I feel like this is what's coming for you here, if it's not already. So I like that for you. No offense on accountants, every to each their own, right? Every different things for different people, for sure. So that's what they have for you, LA. So many blessings for you. All right. So continue moving down the list here. And so, Smiley Bruh, you are up next. And what's coming for you in the next 2 weeks? Let's take a look here and see what we have. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Wow. Got some abundance coming in here. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Pentacles, which is overall abundance. And the Wheel of Fortune is things are turning in your favor, where even your human self feels this change that's coming is fortunate for you. So definitely you're within the next 2 weeks, you have this fullness of life that's coming in. Doesn't necessarily need to be money, it's where you feel abundance just flowing in, where you feel very fortunate. So it can be around money, it can be around getting a job, a position, love, health, whatever it might be. There's this abundant feeling that is definitely coming in here for you. So two very powerful fortune cards coming in. So if you have Powerball where you're at, I wouldn't necessarily say not to buy one. And if you do, don't forget us. We're here. But that's what they have for you, Smiley Bread. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So continue moving down. And let's see, there we are. So Sri Zonal. So your question is it in the highest good for all if you share what you want from AS after you share your feelings with him? All right. Let's take a look here. Is it the highest good for all to share that? All right, let's see what we got here. So I am seeing here we've got the Queen of Water, which is, she rolls over water and she gets a second portion of water. So someone who's very in tune with their emotions and your feelings, and the Messenger of Air, which is air is about communication. And so this would be a sharing your feelings, communicating your feelings is supported here. So I like that here as well. So I like that. And oh, okay. Well, so yeah, communicating it is definitely um, what is for the highest good. Whether that turns out being something, um, you know, um, right? I'm just reading what you were writing here. If it ends up being anything more, that is the real question, right? And we'll have to look into that because these two cards are basically what's coming through for it is for the highest to share it, but let's say, for example, you share it and they're like, well, I don't want any of that, and things change, but then it leads you to, it puts you, bumps you onto your path that you end up going down and you end up finding someone that's so much more in alignment and can give you everything that you're wanting, right? So that can, change things to be that way here. And um, so we answered your first question. Let me, DK is next, so let me do that, and then I will throw in a one card for the other one there too, just to try to be fair to everyone else. Uh, so I can try to get at least one question answered for other people as well. So I'll do a one card though, because I'm curious too. So DK, you want to know how will you fare in your exam that you gave last Sunday? Will you get the stream of your choice? All right, let's take a look here. So the first card that popped out regarding like how did you fare on your exam? You have the Five of Earth, the Five of Pentacles, which is this transformation of that it's not humans that give you what you need in each moment, but it's the higher realm, it's source, it's creator, it's mother and father of all things. So it moves from this feeling of lack and being left out in the cold and being left behind and abandonment to this like you're gifted and you're given what you need in each moment, and so you always have what you need in each moment, right? And so I feel like this, how you fare in your exam is, it's like exactly what you need is what's going to be given to you. And I know that's very vague for them here. And when you get the stream of your choice, you have the Page of Fire, which is new ambition, new passion, new inspiration. And whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. Because the Page of Fire usually has the Ace of Wands that comes in there. And that grows whatever, like attracts like, whatever you focus on is where your energy flows and what grows. And again, it's like the combination of both of these together is just knowing that what is for your highest experience is going to happen. And this power that you have with that Ace of Wands is you get to choose, if you don't fare well on your exam, if you don't get the stream of your choice, that you still get to focus on, are you going to focus on what's missing, what's in your life that you don't want, what you fear? If you focus on what you fear, you're going to draw it to you. If you focus on what you feel you will lose out of your life, you'll reject it and bounce it out of your life. But if you focus on gratitude for what is, focus on what you do want to draw into your life, focus on the unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace of the higher realms, that grows and that expands. But there's this change that's happening here where you're realizing mankind, these human characters we deal with, we're fickle. When we go into fear, we go into fight or flight mode, we go into survival mode, we withdraw all support right from underneath you. Whoop! And the rug right underneath you, and you go flopping down. And that's where we get our abandonment, our fears of abandonment, our fears of lack, because it's happened in the past from humans. But we always have what we need in each moment, and Creator makes sure that we do, and even more so because they like to spoil us a little bit. We always have enough, or we wouldn't be here right now. We would have not had what we needed, and we would be watching from the audience instead of here on stage, right? So there's this trust that's building up between you and Creator and the spirit world with all of this, and also stepping into your power, realizing whatever you focus on is what grows through this. So I know they're being kind of a bit vague, but they're wanting this. That's how you build trust, not um, knowing absolutely for sure what's there, but you trust, and then you see that um, whatever unfolded was for your best eventually, if not right away. And then you're just like, wow. And then you just build up this trust with the creator, not trusting humans. They might be the delivery company that brings it to you, but the source is the one who's bringing stuff to you, right? So I feel like there's this transformation that's happening there. So that is what they have for you. I know, DK. What are we gonna do? Talk to your spirit guides. They're the ones that are putting you through that. All right. So, Srizano, let's take a look here. So, just a general love reading around when can you have your next hookup? Well, you have the Ace of Fire. So, I really feel like there's this new passion that's going to be coming in for you. And, though you really like and respect each other, and but you can't be in a relationship with each other, I feel like there's this new passion that's going to be coming in. And I don't feel like this is AS. I feel like it's someone new. And I really feel like with that previous question, when it's like, I feel like you need to let them know, and then you just really get the realization of where they're coming from, where AS is coming from. And then you're just like, oh, okay. So this is as much as I will ever have with you, but then you have this other passion that you come across, right? And they are able to give you so much more, is what I feel. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. And we'll continue moving down our list here. And we are to Pinky. And so who is coming romantically into your life? Let's take a look here. Wow. All right. All right. Well, it is definitely a balanced individual. I like this for you because you have the King of Pentacles who, they roll over the outside world, and they have a very good sense of themselves in relationship to the outside world. And with the Two of Pentacles, it's a very balanced life that they have. So, just a very solid foundation. They feel a sense of abundance in their life. And we have the Four of Swords too, which is mental stability. Yay! So, not a huge, overly romantic individual as far as, like a ton of emotion that's expressed, but they are very balanced in their mind and in their abundance and in their worth. And so, I like that for you. But that's the type of individual, very, very earthy energy here, very well grounded. So possibly an earth sign, but with all those swords, and with the king being also have air, it could also have a lot of air in their chart or be an air sign. So kind of this wonderful balanced air earth sign coming in. So I like that for you, Pinky. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Golden, you're up next. You like a spirit message. Wow. All right. So let's take a look here and see what spirit has for you here. All right. So you have the Empress card came in first, which is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, getting out into nature, being free from a lot of expectations and just pressures and the outside world. She's usually like, can be, naked out in the woods, kind of where she's free. She's not restricted by the city life and everything else. Not that I'm telling you to go do that. If you get arrested, don't blame me. But this is about being stripped away from all of this responsibilities and all the stuff. It's a time for you. It's a time for this freedom, allowing creativity to be expressed. Because you have the King of Air here, who not only is about all our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, and a lot of mental energy, all the kings are given a second portion of air. So a lot about mental reflection and in your mind and in your thoughts. And they're basically saying it's time to give this a rest. You've been having a lot on your mind, a lot of reflection, a lot of thinking, and it's now time for to be self. It's kind of like a time to nurture yourself, to give yourself some rest, to give yourself, like, if you have a chance to go on a little mini vacation, this is the time to just have a breather, get away from everything, put your phone on silent and or turn it off. I know what sacrilege, but it's having some time for you and just getting into this wonderful place in your heart and out of the mind. So I like that for you. So that's what Spirit is kind of nudging you to do right now. And I like that for you, Golden. So many blessings for you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list here. And we are to Nicola Jackson. Let me take a quick sip here. All right, I need like a general reading, so let's see what the Spirit wants you to know right now. All right, we got a lot of fire going on here, Nicola. So you have the Ace of Fire and you have the Queen of Fire. So this is the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Wands does mean new passion, new excitement, new drive, new energy that's entering in. And the Queen of Fire, she leaps into action, definitely takes that Ace of Wands, and she really knows how to yield and wield the power, because she knows that whatever she focuses on is what grows and expands in her life. And so she walks into a room and she is bright like this. She like brightens up a room, which is you. And so it's saying that you walk in and you are seen. You can change a room. You can like take a room that has very low energy and lower vibrational energy and come in and just fill it with unconditional love. Or you can take a room that's all bright and bring it down. And so it's all about really being aware of the energies that you have, because whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And that's a lot of what the Queen does in stepping into her power. She also has a ton of water energy, which allows her to connect to the spirit world. And so with fire being spiritual energy and the Queen having even more of that connection to her heart into the spirit world, you can really develop a very keen sense of intuition and connection to the spirit world. So definitely this is a time to rely on that connection, to really listen before taking action and being aware of, are you focusing on what you're grateful for and what you do want in your life and what you do want to grow? And when things slip in that are like your fears, when you focus on your fear, especially like I fear something will leave my life, we repel it away, right? When you fear something will come into your life, we're like, come here, we draw it in. And if we focus on what is missing, we create more missingness. When we focus on what's in our life that we don't want, it grows, we feed it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So really owning your energy and understanding what you're focusing on, not beating yourself up, because we all look at the devastation and go, what's going on over there? And we draw it in, right? And then we're like, oh, okay, this is not what I want. And as soon as we take our attention off of that, it starts to diminish and shrink because we're not feeding it. And this thing grows. They're showing me two of those, like here in the United States, we have car dealerships and they have a lot of these big, they're like these big tubes that have air in it and they just go all over the place, and I feel like there's two of them, and whatever one you're not feeding goes, and the other one takes action when you put the air over here, it's a whoosh, and this one dies down. And so that's what they're showing me. It's like being aware of which one are you feeding, which one are you giving the gas to, right? So that's what they have for you, Nicolas. So many, many blessings to you. I love it. All right. So let's take a look here. We took care of that one. Very welcome, Starfall. And let's see here. Took care of that one. We took care of those. And I think we're to Johnny Blake. So many blessings to you. And let's take a look here. And I think you're just asking for a general reading, Johnny, I think. All right, so let's see what Spirit has for you right now. They know what you want. Even if I don't, that's the great thing about all this, right? So you have the Three of Swords here, the Three of Air, and this is known, what I call it, the Expectations card, or usually has a giant heart on it with 3 swords stuck through it, representing heartbreak or disappointment. When we have expectations of how we wanted something and it didn't quite turn out the way that we wanted it to. And that's okay. You know, it happens to every one of us, and not to downplay it, but it's an important thing that happens in our life, because when we have enough disappointment, it turns us inward, which this Justice card, here's the Ace of Swords, and here's the Scales that I've talked about a little bit in this reading here too. Let's see if there it goes. So it's the balancing out. You know, we're given so many thoughts and beliefs and mindsets in our life. You know, from early childhood, we're given all these popular opinions on the supposed to be and the should be and the need to be and the have to be and the musts, and we take on all of those as our own opinion. Then we make it our habit to think a certain way, and then we make it our reaction, where we just, something happens and we think this is what it's supposed to mean. But when we have enough disappointment, where when we're like, well, this is what was supposed to happen and it didn't, that was supposed to happen, it didn't, well, that was supposed to happen, it didn't, it's like there's something broken here. And it's like, yeah, it's our expectations, they're just opinion. And I think it's Byron Katie, wonderful, wonderful woman. If you want to check out her on YouTube, tons of beautiful things. And she has a website, the work, THEWORK.com. It's all free. It's a wonderful, wonderful transformation. But one of the things that she says is that when our expectations battle reality, it loses, but only 100% of the time, because reality happens, and these supposed to's don't necessarily always match up. But it's perfect because it turns us inward. We get disappointed enough in the outside world, we turn inward and upward. And that Ace of Swords that she has there connects us to the capital T truth rooted in unconditional love, and it allows us to cut away these small t truths that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love. So I feel like there's this very important transformational time that's coming in, where you're just tired of feeling disappointed in the outside world, and you're turning inward and upward and getting some wonderful awareness and ahas about how truly unconditionally and eternally loved you are. And you're like, wait a minute, so what about all these rules? You told me that I have to do this to be loved. And it's like, no, that's not true, that was a lie. You know, it's like you know, this awareness is coming in, and it's transformative for you. So I like that for you, Johnny. So many, many blessings to you. That is what they have. Okay, we took care of those. We took care of those. Hey, love and light to you, Deb, if you're still here. Very nice, very nice. Okay, good, good, good. Down here. All right. Getting towards the bottom here. Let me just scroll down a little more. So I was seeing the flashes out of my side here. So angels are here. Beautiful. All right. So Queen Libra, we took care of that. All right. Chocolate Melanin. Hello. Good morning to you from France. You want to know if your current boyfriend is cheating or cheated on you? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know around that. And if they have, we're going to break out the voodoo dolls. No, I don't. I don't feel like with these here. You've got the peace of mind card here with the Four of Swords or the Four of Air, and you have the Eight of Pentacles, which does show about movement happening in the outside world. So I feel like there's going to be a change in the relationship um, that comes, but it's not from this, from them cheating on you. I feel like whatever this work is here, because the Four of Swords is this release of expectations, this seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things differently as well. So I feel like there is going to be a change in the relationship, but again, I don't feel like it's because of cheating or another person. It's either going to move up and go closer or out, because I feel like where you're at now, it can't stay the same. But I don't have the cheating vibes that came through in those cards. So that's what they have for you, Chocolate Melanin. Hang in there. Much love to you. And bonjour. That's the only thing I probably know. And I probably even messed that one up. But much love to you. All right. So we're getting close to the end of the list, end of the time. So we're getting close here. And hey, Kavita, I think you are up next. So when will you meet your future partner? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about timing? When it comes to timing, they're on soul time. And so, I can't guarantee anything. Well, you got 2 pages, which is newness coming here. Got the pages of fire. So it's the new passion that's coming in, new communication coming in. So this would be more sooner than later with 2 pages, because that's newness. That's, fresh starts that are happening here. So, I feel like, is it going to be this month? I'm just going to get some quick clarification since we're so close. No, not this month. You have the 9 of Fire for this month, which means you're still working through some energetic, emotional blocks. The 9 is the Hermit's journey. So you're kind of working on some self-love and any energetic blocks that you have between you and love. But April has a good ring to it with the Wheel of Fortune. So I don't feel like March. I feel like April is when you have some movement towards that direction. So whatever you can focus on this month around self-love and what any kind of maybe subconscious energetic blocks that you might have, some fears that are in there. What are some things that are holding you back? Really spend some time on you this month. Getting into the nitty gritty, these beliefs you have around what love is and what you feel love will bring you and what you find within you is important this month too. So I like it for you, Kavita. That's what they have. So April looking good for you. Right. Many, many blessings. Hey, Janu. Hello, hello. Hello, Monica. And Monica, Janu, did you want a reading? I don't see you have a question there. But Monica, you'd like a general reading. So let's take a look here. Well. So you do have the love card coming in here. So definitely there's some passion. You have the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Passion coming in here. But I really feel this beautiful energy coming in. This is the card of emotional choice, and this is a card of power. She really is one of the most powerful It's like the magician card. She's able to really initiate things and move things forward with her Ace of Wands, super focused on what she's wanting to draw in. So if you're interested in love, and you're or you have love now and you want to take it to another level and expand things, really focus your energy on the positive. What do you want? Let that grow, not focus on what you don't have. That's the difference. You get to draw into you in some powerful ways with both of those here. Your planets must be in alignment of your manifestation powers are expanded, especially around love. And so if we focus on what we feel is missing out of our life, we'll have more missingness to experience, right? But if we focus on gratitude for what we do have and who we are and what we do want to draw, and then that expands instead. And that's kind of a message coming in here with those two cards coming out together right now for your life. And if it's not love you're looking for, if you're like, I'm happily single and it's about whatever else you want to draw into your life. That emotional choice tells you that you get to choose what emotion you want to feel in each moment. It's either of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. Every moment we get to choose the story we apply to everything, the emotion we feel, and what energy we invest. And it's either towards unconditional love and that grows, or it's towards a fear and that grows. It's very simple. Life is so simple. It gets so complicated, but it comes down to that. What do we want to do? And that's in your hands, and I love it. So many blessings to you, Monica. That's what they have. And then Ms. P, hello. And you're waiting on for some news. Will it be positive? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know. All right. It looks like here you are waiting. You have patience and the Seven of Pentacles, which is about what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. So this is very much like delays. Things are taking their good old time to unfold. So I see that you're waiting. I feel like you might have a little longer to wait than you had thought. But there is this great energy here. You have the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Air, which is you're ready to let go of expectations and trying to please other people. There is this restart that happens here with you. And the 3 of Earth is about you being true to your authentic self, not be motivated and moved off of your authentic path by other people's expectations. Usually on the 3 of Pentacles, there's 2 other people, one representing someone we're afraid that we're going to disappoint and be punished by if we don't do what they want us to do, or someone that's our praiser, someone that supports us that we feel will lose that support if we don't do what they want us to do. And so with all of this, there is this, with these 2 cards coming out together, a clearing away of expectations, a clearing away of the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must. And I feel like there's basically saying here this waiting period you're having is happening on purpose, that's drawing out. And it's because they want to bring this awareness and this empowerment to you that news is just news. Whether it's positive or negative is whatever story we put to it. You control it in your mind. What story? We have all these opinions, these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. That's all those 10 of Swords. Everyone is telling us when this happens, this is what it means. This is how you are supposed to feel about it. And this is what it's supposed to impact your life. And it's like, who says? You can flip off the world and tell them, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to believe it the way everyone is. I get to decide. You guys, go live your lives. I'm going to decide for myself. And I feel like that's what's coming in here for you, is this, what is this news? It's just news. You get to choose it. And I feel like this is what is coming in for you with all these cards. So that is what they have for you, Ms. P. I know I just wanted a yes or a no. But there's so much more why this is happening for you. So that's what they're bringing in. All right. So many blessings to you. Hang in there, MSP. Hi, Ari. Welcome. Thank you for being a new subscriber. And you can definitely ask a question. And it said, what is Desmond's true feelings towards you? Yeah, you probably saw it in your dream because you were going to show up here. This is the Om symbol, OHM. Um, in some places, it's for me, the definition I like the best is it's breath of God. It's the energy, it's the breathing, it's the liveliness, the love energy of the Creator. And so that's what that means. So let's take a look here. So, what is Desmond, the Capricorn? What are their true feelings towards the Aries? Let's take a look here. Oh my gosh. What are the chances of three number fours? Four of the three of the fours in the suits. So fours are a very stable energy. You think of like a huge table with four huge legs on it. It's a very solid foundation. So they've got stable passion, they've got stable um, thoughts and expectations and thoughts about you, and stable emotions. So they kind of have this balanced type of energy around it. Oh, interesting. So it faded off with a thing. Oh, he blocked you. Well, it does show a very solid foundation here. It's just very balanced, right? So it's interesting with having three fours. So what is missing here? We're missing passion. Because it would be the four of fire is the one that's missing, which is the passion. So they have emotion, they have thought. Oh no, they have fire here. What is the earth, the four of pentacles. So the four of earth, the four of pentacles is the one that's missing. And that has to do with self-worth. You know, the four of earth, the missing one, tells us something here, that they just have this, they're searching for their a stable worth of themselves in relationship to the outside world. And so when they have this um you know instability of their worth in relationship to the outside world, it's usually happening when we're all taught to look for our worth in relationships and situations and things like jobs and education, our bodies, our bank accounts, and all that, and relationships of all kinds. And when they're unstable, because all those things are, people change, people change, people pass away, people walk away. Situations never stay the same, and things, break down, deteriorate. They're not forever either. So there's all this instability in the outside world that can take us into this place within. Yeah, it seems like it, because um, I felt like they feel very stable in a lot of areas with you, with passion, with thought, and with emotion. But I feel like they just feel like they're all of those things just feel unstable. It still doesn't make them feel whole on the inside. And that's what happens, you know, when we're taught you're supposed to make me happy. And then when you don't, I think it's you. But you can give someone the world and they can still choose to be unhappy, right? And we realize, oh, I can't make you happy. You can only choose to be happy, and I can only make myself happy. No one can make me happy. In fact, I'm going to be happy for no reason at all, and no one can take that away from me. And it's like this that's the foundation that he's looking for, because when we get disappointed enough in the outside world and we don't have that stability, we end up turning inward and upward, and that's where we find the stability we've been looking for. It's the eternal, unconditional love of the spirit world, where we come from. That's what we're hungering for. It's eternal, it never ends. That's very stable. And unconditional, no conditions at all. So we can never lose it. It's a very solid foundation. And the Hierophant came popping out here too, which this Hierophant is the inner search for who we are and who do I truly want to be, free of all the thoughts and beliefs of the outside world. So this definitely confirms here, like you said, he's going through a lot. He is on this inner search, trying to find out what is going to make me feel whole and complete. I can't take it anymore. He's like at this place, right? And so I just feel like he's very withdrawn into themselves, because they're just finding nothing is fulfilling them anymore. And so they're at that pivotal place in their life where they're discovering this huge truth that the outside world will never fulfill us. We turn inward, we find this beautiful love, and then it transforms our entire outside world. Instead of the outside world feeling like it's always falling short, we find everything we need on the inside, and everything in the outside is abundance and overflowing. So it totally turns our world upside down. So that's what's going on right now, regarding this. So thanks for asking your question. And hang in there. What are you going to do? Live your life. You get to be on your own search, right? So I love it. And then before everyone goes, I have reached the bottom of the list, but I do want to make sure everyone knows every Monday I do have a giveaway for a personal recorded reading, and I'm celebrating reaching 1,500 YouTube subscribers. So thank you guys so much. For the next 3 Mondays, I will be giving away a 1-hour personal recorded reading and a total of 15-minute personal recorded readings, because of the 1,500. It's going to be 5 each Monday, just so I can, kind of split those out. So I'll have each Monday for the next 3 Mondays, a 1-hour and 5 15-minute personal recorded readings. So I put out a video on each Tuesday for the drawing for the following Monday. So this is the video that I just posted for next Monday. So if you're interested, check it out there. Also, if you want more readings, I put out a lot of free content on my main page. I have my playlist. So I have my monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, and then also a ton of pick-a-card readings covering a ton of different subjects. So be sure to check those out if you want more additional messages of love from above. And that is everything that I have. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I am here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and then also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. I also offer personal readings at a reasonable cost. All that information is in the description box of the video. It'll tell you how to book a reading and the pricing. What else? I think that's everything for right now. Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It does help spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of the love tsunami. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And I just love all of the thirst and hunger to hear from spirit and to search after spirit. So you guys blow the socks off every single time. So thank you for that. And thanks for all your love and your support. So that is it for this session. Please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great night, a great day, wherever you're at in the world. Until then, much love to you, and you guys take care.